Never a dull moment out here on the road. Um, always fun. And then yesterday I went out to St. Petersburg Big Park where the banyan trees are, and I took some video, and I took some pictures. A troll came up to me and he says, Do you work on this? Is this your truck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is my truck." You ever heard of PETA? No, I never heard of PETA. You ever heard of the people for the ethical treatment of animals? Oh, I'm for the ethical treatment of animals, but like, you know, chickens. I'm like, yeah, chickens. What's different? Well, I don't think people should abuse pets. I mean, people have chickens as pets. What's the difference between a chicken and a cat? Mm. Some people have cats as pets, and some people have chickens as pets. What's the difference? Well, some people eat dogs. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Are you for that? No, I'm against that. And the guy's all over the place. And then he goes, well, we need to eat animals for survival. I'm like, well, that's not true. I mean, that's a false claim. I've been vegan for 20 years. I haven't died yet, so not for survival, is it? Well, I like the taste. Well, I mean, do you think that if we can use sensory pleasure to defend hurting others, that's all right? The blades of grass under your feet, they want to, because I'm standing on the grass. They want to live just like the chickens. Mhm. Well, they're not individuals. You, me, the cat, the chicken, we're all individuals. So that's how that works. Well, I'm going to keep eating chicken, and you keep eating vegetables. And he storms off with he asks his girlfriend, "Do you like eating chicken?" She's like, "Yeah." All right, well then, we're going to eat chicken. You can go and keep eating your vegetables. And then he like runs. I'm like, okay, get the fuck out of here, you stupid old man. So it's always something like, sometimes you got to just let him go. What am I supposed to do? Chase him down the street? Okay, well, have a great day, sir. But clearly, the chicken truck has moved him. Then, as I'm packing up the chicken truck, it's starting. Luckily, I paid for a few hours on the meter, and now it starts to rain really really badly. So I'm like, all right, well, it's time to go anyway. So I start packing up the vegan starter kit thing, and it's pouring down on me now. I'm packing up the truck, and I'm taking the thing so that all the literature doesn't get wet. And then the guy's walking back the other way, but the chicken sounds are still on. He's like, "Well, you're just making me hungry." It's the same guy. "You're just making me hungry." I'm like, "Well, you might be a psychopath. Maybe you should tell your therapist about that." "You're making me hungry. We go to Chick-fil-A." "Yeah, you might be a psychopath, sir." And I smile. I'm like, "You might be a psychopath, sir. You might be suffering from psychopathy. If this is making you hungry, you're gonna want to tell your therapist about this experience." And he's just like shocked, and then runs away. Same thing. His girlfriend's like 100 feet away already because she can't stand the fucker. She can't stand listening to his bullshit. She's like, "Oh, this piece of shit boyfriend I've got." Because maybe they're married, but I don't know. She's like, she keeps walking every time he keeps doing that. He stops, and she like just keeps walking away. I don't know. People's dynamics are so weird. People in relationships, deaf a psychopath. Yeah, if you're listening to the sound of chickens dying, and it makes you hungry, you're a psychopath. It happened actually twice yesterday. Another guy who had like a tripod and a camera, and he comes by and he stops and he's like, big shakes of his head. He's shaking his head all over. He's like, I thought he was gonna shake his head right off his neck. He's like shaking. And I'm looking at him, and I'm far away, like he's pretty far away from me. And he goes, "That just makes me hungry." He shouts it, and I think he's talking to me. So I say, "All right, Dahmer." I'm gonna go to, and they always say the same thing. "I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A," and I said, "It's Sunday. They're closed because they don't like people like you." It's Sunday. They're closed. You dumb piece of garbage. I love when people do that. They go, "I'm going to Chick-fil-A." It's closed, tardy. You a little slow in the brain there, buddy boy. It's closed. It's closed there, buddy boy. Don't go. You can't go there today. You're an idiot. Chick-fil-A's closed on Sunday because they're a bunch of Jesus freaks. They hate psychopaths. Like, even they're not psychopathic like you freak job. God damn, you walking by a sight a bunch of bloody chickens, and then they're screaming and yelling, and you're like, like, what is? I love that. That's the response. Any response is good because let's face it. I mean, apathy is far worse than this, right? I'd rather have the trolls than just like, which is half the people in the world just walk around like floating corpses. They're like, they all float down here, Georgie. They all float down here. Yeah, most people are just walking through the world like they look like the face that Jack Nicholson makes at the end of The Shining when he's frozen inside the labyrinth, the topiary labyrinth. I think that that's how most people are walking around the world, just like this. Just lobotomized. The only reason, never forget, when people are floating around completely apathetic and oblivious to the world, never forget that this is a fact. The only reason they stopped lobotomizing people is because chemical lobotomies became more popular. That's it. It wasn't because people woke up and they're like, "Wow, this is getting pretty crazy. I mean, we're lobotomizing 9-year-olds. This is getting a little out of hand." No, they weren't like, "Ah, no, this is we can't be doing this anymore. This is just beyond the pale. We can't be lobotomizing people. This is people." No, it was great. People loved lobotomizing people. They thought it was wonderful. It was the future. You poke a little hole up in the bottom. You put a little needle through your eye. You know, cross my heart and hope to die. Still